And we're back again. So today we're going to take a look at the Griffin 120, which is a tier 8 premium tank. And we're going to take a look at what makes this thing so incredibly good. So first we're going to the modules. Nothing like super special. I mean, APS, hard kill is always nice to have. Vision range, always a nice thing. Accuracy bonuses. But the thing that makes this thing so incredibly good is these kinetic energy missiles. As you can see, I'm carrying 28 of them and only 20 heat rounds. The reason I use this is because, as you can see on the penetration, it actually increases over range. But the thing with the kinetic energy missile is that it's actually pretty fast. It's almost as fast as a heat shell. So what you practically have, and the thing with the kinetic energy missiles as well, is that they don't get defeated by ERA. At least most types of ERA. And they also don't get defeated by APS systems. So what you practically have is an AP round that can penetrate ERA, that can penetrate APS systems, and that actually gets more penetration over range. You're gonna see me using these rounds quite a bit in a pre-recorded clip. And the heat rounds are, I mean, not really anything special. It's 810mm of pen, 650mm damage, or 650 points of damage. I mean, it's multi-purpose, so that's nice. You're always gonna do some chip damage. The DPM is rather okay. I mean, it's not quite Ariete DPM, but I mean, it's alright, especially. Oh yeah, wait a second. It's actually better than the Ariete because I've got a heat for the Ariete as well. So DPM's nice. The camo's pretty okay as well. Vision range, perfectly fine. So what I'm using is barrel lining. If you don't have barrel lining, you can use a gun breech. The only difference is like a little bit of aiming. Camouflage and telescope, because you pretty much just want to be able to sit back and fire these rockets as much as you can. And the more camo you have, the less chance of you actually getting spotted and hit. The commander I'm using is Aaron O'Connell, simply because of all of these camo bonuses. You could also use something like, what's his name, Andre. He gives camo when you're stationary. You could also use something like Juan Carlos Miramon with cheeky little spotting build here. But the thing is, you don't really want to use this thing for spotting. So I would probably recommend either Aaron. If you don't have a premium commander, I would probably recommend Andre. So now we're gonna take a look at a pre-recorded game, and we're gonna see what this thing can do in a battle in the perfect situation. So as you can see, the matchmaking is pretty nice, only tier 7 and tier 8. Which actually even further enhances your kinetic energy missiles capabilities, because there's pretty much nothing that can reliably block your kinetic energy missiles. I mean, it's not quite like an MGM because you're actually gonna have to aim. But yeah, you'll see once we're loaded in. Let's fast forward a little bit. So on this map there's usually only one spot that I like to go to in a light tank, on this side anyways, and that's B6.
We're taking on water.
something you will notice is that this is definitely not the quickest of light tanks. As you can see, especially when driving up this hill, I think I did only like 20 kilometers an hour. Here I'm kind of not nice to my teammate, but I really wanted to take the shot on the Evo. But please don't be that guy. Don't ram people for no reason. So here I'm pretty much in my little sniper position, ready for some enemies to pop up. Because usually what will happen on this map is there's going to be people like that Evo that just died that are going to try to cross here on the B line. Or if you look to the other side of the map, you actually have people that are going to cross into the north right there. As you can see, I can have perfect shots on the sides of the Alvis side. Until he, of course, goes back into cover. I mean, I keep on trying to get a shot. I actually hit the Ariadne there as well. And what I'm shooting here is just those kinetic energy missiles, and as you can see, I haven't even bounced one of them yet. Although it must have been said that I've been shooting at sides mostly.
Identify target. Hostile tank.
That's the Proto again. Lower plate. And I actually think that's a blind hit. And I actually blind fire once more. So we're just sitting here in our little sniper's nest in the bush. And like the big difference between this and say for example the MGM that also has kinetic energy missiles is that these missiles, I mean they don't get as much penetration or damage as the MGMs, but the effect already activates at, that was a heat round, but the effect already activates at 250 meters, which actually means that I will actually have full damage and penetration already when shooting at these targets on the B line. Whilst an MGM would have had to sit on the other side of the map pretty much to have the maximum revenue of the kinetic capabilities. So here I'm seeing like, okay, the whole enemy team is in the corner, so why not set up for them to get spotted? And that's like the thing, if you play your snipers too passively, if your team is winning like this, you're not really gonna do anything. And here I've loaded heat rounds because they're a little bit faster and you don't have to aim them. So once you click, the round is gone and you don't have to aim. Whilst the missiles you actually have to aim until they reach the target. So I'm actually usually kind of an aggressive player, as you can see. So here I'm actually gonna do something a little bit risky, which is pushing in even though there's 4 targets. The Mephisto with Ophelia, of course, because why would you not use Ophelia on a Mephisto? And here I get a little bit greedy. I'm seeing, hey, that's a Merkava with his rear towards me. But then again, a Merkava has 4 rounds and I only have 1. So I'm gonna lose quite a bit of HP for this. So rear of a Merkava. Side of a Merkava. And he's taken down. So here I've got the heat MP loaded because he's actually hold down, so I wouldn't have had a shot on lower plate, which means that I can chip damage the last 37 health. Now we'll get up the results screen as well, so we can get a detailed overview of what just happened there. So this last battle, let's see if it actually wants to load right there. So we actually managed to get a Steel Eagle, which is a medal that you get for helping to destroy at least 12 enemies in a single random battle match, which I actually think is one of the first times I've actually got this. Yeah, so in total we did 9,666 damage, spotted only 3 enemies, but then again this is not really a spotted, and we actually only managed to finish off 2 of them as well. Really healthy amount of income with the double booster as well. Yeah, so top on damage on pretty much anything except the assisted damage. Yeah, so in short, what makes this Griffin 120 so good? Like the main thing is really these kinetic energy missile rockets. They're just so reliable at doing damage, especially at this tier when they're actually gonna penetrate pretty much anything at tier 8, as long as you aim well enough. And as you can see, you only need to be 250 meters away for the shells to do their maximum, have the maximum penetration and damage, which is just very, very nice. Yeah, that's about it. Let me know in the comments if there's any other tanks you want to see a review on, and if I've got them in the garage, I can try to do that as well. See you next time.